The 12 driving forces measure why a person does what they do. It defines and identifies what motivates you. It measures the motivation and the strength behind behaviors using 6 different motivators. Like Mary mentioned earlier, these are not as observable as our behaviors. We may not understand why our motivators are there. Shall we take a look at them? They are knowledge, utility, surroundings, others, power, and methodologies. Each of these work as a continuum with 2 driving forces noted at each end. The continuum is not one or the other. We have some of each within us, just like we all have introversion and extroversion within us. The question is, what is our preference? Where do we lean towards? Sometimes we lean strongly towards one driving force. Sometimes it's fairly balanced between the 2. Knowledge comes first. Instinctive is where you are driven by utilizing past experiences, trusting your gut, and seeking knowledge for very specific reasons. Intellectual is where you are driven by the learning itself, learning for the sake of learning, and the discovery of truth. Utility is next, how we utilize our time and resources. When you are selfless, you are driven by completing a task for the sake of completion with little expectation of personal return. You have a willingness to utilize whatever resources necessary to get that job done. If you are resourceful, you are driven by the return on your personal investment and practical results. There is a need for efficiency and return on investment on time, talent, energy, and resources. We can all be very motivated by how our surroundings impact and influence our experiences. Those of you who are harmonious have a subjective focus on the balance in your environment and the whole experience of the world around you. You seek beauty and harmony in everything. On the other side, you may be objective. You are driven by the functionality and objectivity in your surroundings. Function over form. When working with others, we look at how we value being of service and helping others. You are intentional if you are driven to assist others and be supportive for a very specific reason. You are altruistic if you focus on others and any benefit you can provide to that other person. The satisfaction of being helpful is the driver if you are altruistic. Power is an interesting motivator here. As a collaborative person, you are driven by being in a supportive role and prefer working in groups. You are driven by the power of collectiveness, the power of we. You have a commanding driver when you are driven by control over personal freedom and individual recognition, by ownership. This is the power of me. Finally, we have methodologies. Receptive is where you are driven by new ideas, methods, and opportunities that fall outside of a defined system. Structured is more traditional, where you are driven by proven methods and defined systems. We have all of these driving forces. However, some are much stronger motivators than others in each of us. Where this can get really interesting is where you may have 2 individuals who are very similar in the 4 colors of insights, yet have opposite driving forces. Take Robert and Aaron as an example. They both exhibit strong red behaviors. You can sense the drive to get things done when you're around them. Aaron will sit down in the middle of a room and just get to work. She's high on objective. Robert, however, will go around adjusting paintings on the wall and move a chair or table so it's just perfect before he sits down. Both do amazing work. It's just how their surroundings impact the experience that leads to doing that work. It is important to know that the 4 colors of insights are behaviors that are observable, and the 12 driving forces are motivators and drivers that are below the surface, less observable, and would take more appreciative inquiry to truly understand what is motivating and driving another person. Fortunately, through the Talent Insights profile, we're able to understand the why behind the behavior that is observable in each of us because the combination of colors, behaviors, motivators, and drivers is really what makes you uniquely you.